All right, hi. In an earlier post, I've said that we put the trash out of the White House years ago and it's trying to get back in. Now, there are two parts to this video. First, you will see reaction to the idiot's comments about Puerto Rico from Latinos. And Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Waltz, outlines some key points about their financial plan. Now, I'm retired U.S. Navy, the son of a Puerto Rican father from Bayamon. I was born in the U.S., and I have been to one of the beaches ranked as one of the most beautiful in the world, Laquillo Beach, right in the middle of that so-called garbage dump that the Trump tramp talked badly about. But in addition to his dislike of Latinos, he has no respect for women or anyone that's not white. And it's going to be such a pleasure to see him get his ass beat by a female of color. Vice President Harris is smarter, has more character, and is much more qualified than that idiot felon. Please watch this video.
Donald Trump is being pummeled with more bad news as the fallout from his disastrous rally at Madison Square Garden continues to grow. Folks, I have never seen such a swift backlash to anything Donald Trump has done. This time, he cannot escape the consequences of his hate event and how the impact is being felt within the Latino community. Watch this.
So as a Hispanic, I don't think y'all realize how viral last night was for the community, bro. And not just Boricuas, not just Puerto Ricans, bro. This shit went viral. And I've never seen anything like this. We as a community, because we all got broken communities, but the Hispanic Latino community last night and today, and hopefully until for the next week, we are one, except the Cubans. Ooh. But no, like this was crazy. You got family who never post on Facebook. Everyone's like all these likes and shares. I've never seen anything like this. So it's kind of sad, to be honest. I'm gonna be real that that's what it took for everybody to step up and hopefully go to the polls. Another plan, but more on that later. Anyways, I'm just letting y'all know, between all the Latin artists that posted yesterday, over 300 million combined followers, bro. Yeah.
For Donald Trump.
I'm a Puerto Rican born in America. My grandfather was drafted and fought in World War II, and I had 3 uncles that fought in Vietnam. Puerto Rico is not an island of garbage. All right, we're part of America.
This Puerto Rican woman wanted to show us what Trump surrogates were calling a, quote, floating island of garbage. Watch this. This
is what a floating island of garbage looks like. It's so dirty. Almost like New York City.
I love that. This woman, whose family is from Puerto Rico, wants to make it clear who she voted for. Watch.
I, as one of those dirty Latinos that descends from that floating pile of garbage, I casted my vote for Kamala Harris yesterday.
Now, this is fascinating. This Puerto Rican says that he was going to vote for Trump, but that those comments made him change his vote to Kamala Harris. He says it's all about self-respect. Watch this.
I was going to vote for you, but I'm Puerto Rican and I have decency, I have self-respect. So after you make comment, your campaign made comment against us, against the Puerto Rican people, you forgot that we have the right to vote. And we have 500,000 people in Pennsylvania. We have more than 1 million people in Florida. And we have something that you don't know. We have dignity and self-respect. So now we're going to cast the vote against you. You're going to be punished. You have to be punished. You forgot that we took away a governor of Puerto Rico for insulting the people of Puerto Rico. So now my vote is for Kamala.
And the dumbass seems to forget that there's Latinos all over the entire country that can vote. And he's lost millions and millions of votes because he's so freaking stupid.
You gotta enjoy it. You gotta respect the people of Puerto Rico. You have to respect us. You are nobody to impose and do what you did, insulting us, disrespecting us. Now you gotta face the consequences. And I bet that you are going to lose this election forever and ever now.
So to all my Puerto Ricans out there, did you just hear that piece of shit motherfucker at the Trump NYC New York City rally just now called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean? For those disgusting words to come out of that disgusting mouth is insane and nasty as The fact that these piece of racist, prejudiced can literally stand there with lots of pride and bravado to call an island comprised of U.S. citizens that have literally made their homes traditionally and historically in New York City, and New York City is the hub of Puerto Rican culture outside of the island, is the nastiest work that you can do in this world. To my Puerto Ricans out there, look at what these you-know-what supremacist pieces of are saying about you, your culture, and your island. There are about 9 days left until election day. Don't let this one slide. Don't let them get away with this shit. To my Puerto Ricans in NYC, in Philly, all over Pennsylvania, wherever you're at, listen to what these pieces of shit have to say about you, your island, and your people, and get done, and go out to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz so that we can vote them, these you-know-what supremacists, the out of our lives entirely.
This next creator posted that.
That's right, because there's Latinos all over the entire country, like I said earlier. But dumbass just doesn't realize that.
Says, quote, all the Puerto Ricans uniting after Tony Hinchcliffe's comment, and you could see all these people dancing. This one has me.
A white supremacist with a racist ideology of blaming immigrants for every problem in America is never going to get you closer to being accepted by said racist white supremacist. Remember that. Donald Trump.
And on that note, this Cuban American in Miami is heading to the polls to cancel out the vote of any of her fellow Cuban Americans who are still voting for Trump. Watch.
Me on my way to the polls to cancel out some delusional, self-hating Cuban as if he didn't emigrate into the United States himself. But now he is so whitewashed he views himself as a white man. Time to go cancel out his vote. Vote blue.
This black woman who has a black and Puerto Rican daughter says that we're taking out the real trash on November 5th.
I am a proud black woman. And I raised a proud black woman. My daughter happens to also be Latina. Puerto Rican to be exact. So to Donald Trump and all the racist motherfuckers that he surrounds himself with, kiss the blackest part of my ass and the brownest part of hers. We're taking out the trash November 5th. And that trash is MAGA. That trash is Donald Trump.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. Like I said earlier, we put the trash out of the White House years ago, and now it's trying to get back in.
In Virginia just voted, and they say they are not going back.
We just voted, and we're not going back. We're never going back. We're not going back. Not at all.
This next guy just voted for the first time, and he voted to fire Donald Trump.
So I just voted for the first time, and I said no to Donald Trump's Aliens and Sedition Act of 1790 for the freedom of all humanity. Also, I voted Democratic up and down the ballot, up and down the ballot. I voted blue up and down the ballot.
Okay, here's the next video where Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, talks about their financial plan.
Pay for home health care services so you can stay in there. Smart. Couple that, and I think until I got to, some of you don't know this, Medicare does not pay for your glasses or your hearing aids. We propose making sure that's part of it so you can live a fuller life. And to some of the younger folks in here, we need to make home ownership more affordable to you by making sure that you have down payment assistance. And let's be very clear. Senator Vance a few weeks.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to make it clear, and it's clear that it's understood that although he's any particular state and city and talking to a union, that what he's talking about for the entire country, their plans for the country.
For us to get in. Kamala's talking about building 3 million more new homes, having $25,000 down payment assistance. And then for those of you who want to start your American dream, making sure that you get access to the capital necessary and you get a $50,000 tax credit to start that new business and get off the ground. That's the way. We'll get it back. Your business will thrive. You'll create new jobs. Two more things about this economy that we get asked, well, how are you going to pay for this? When I said, well, for starters, we'll have Donald Trump pay his taxes, which he hasn't. Easy enough. But look, you know this, in this part of Pennsylvania, in a place that understands the impact of where we're standing in a union hall, we understand this. It's as simple as this. When unions are strong, the middle class is strong. When the middle class is strong, America's strong. In Minnesota, as governor, it helps to have a card-carrying union member in charge of things. That made a difference. But in Minnesota, we passed the largest pro-worker and pro-union package in history. We did things, made it easier to form a union, strengthened worker protections and safety, and then we did something that we need to do across this country. We banned captive audience meetings where they try and put it on them. Union members know what this is. It's where your company takes you in, puts you in a room, and threatens your livelihood if you join the union. That is crap. You need to have the ability to choose your own path forward on that. And if it's to join a union, then join the union, because we know the difference it makes. Kamala said, to make that easier, she'll sign the PRO Act into law, making sure that happens in the go. Now look, talking to Brad, we can cut red tape. Government can be more efficient and faster at making sure we're able to build faster. Eliminating things like unnecessary degree requirements. We did this in Minnesota. Making sure that there are more than 500,000 federal jobs that should be open to you. If you have the skills to do the job, you should get the job without having to jump through a hoop to get it. And we did it in Minnesota, and more people in the middle class. And for the folks who build things here in America, making sure that countries like China don't undermine these investments by making sure that our fair trade practices are upheld and enforced. So look, it's a plan. We're damn proud of it. It's not a damn concept of a plan. It's real, and it's out there. Now I've misspoken and said they don't have a plan or a concept of a plan. They do have a plan. It's Project 2025, and it's 900 pages. It's 900 pages. Those folks in here, I said, well, they pretend we don't know anything about it. They took the time to research this, make it. Senator Vance wrote the foreword of the book of the guy who was the architect of it. I never wrote a foreword to somebody's book, but I think I'd remember it if I did, you know. But oh no, they're like dodging it. Here's what I know as a football coach. You take the time to make a playbook, you're going to run the plays. Yes. And this playbook is a goddamn nightmare for the middle class. It's a nightmare. So for all the labor folks in here, repeals the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, costing hundreds of thousands of new jobs. Brad just talked about this. Included in there were things like the hydrogen hub that's going to create tens of thousands of new jobs for Boilermakers right here in Pennsylvania. They're talking about taking that money back. When Senator Vance got asked and said in Lansing, Michigan, that act created 625 UAW jobs in Lansing, Michigan. They talk about taking that back, and he said that is table scraps. Well, you tell those 625 United Auto Workers that put food on their table with those jobs that that's table scraps. That's what their plan is. He also is talking about putting a national sales tax on everything. Things to buy, every clothes, food, toys, whatever you buy, $4,000 a year that it adds to your family. Now look, this dude's nearly 80 years old. He damn near killed himself getting into a garbage truck. And so you would think over 80 years you would understand how a tariff works. Smarter people than Donald Trump, which is a good chunk of folks, CEOs of companies like Black & Decker, AutoZone, and Columbia have gone on the record to say if Donald Trump goes forward with this plan, they will simply have to raise prices and pass it on to you. Donald Trump saying China will pay for those tariffs the same way Mexico paid for the wall that he never built. It's not going to happen. So look, some of you in here, and they're in our neighbors, they're our family members, brothers, Independents and Republicans. The Republican Party added much to this country over the years. When they talked about freedom, they meant it. That's not who Donald Trump is. Turns out when he talks about freedom, it means the freedom to invade your doctor's office, and freedom to invade your bedroom, freedom to tell you what books to read or what movies to watch. And I keep saying this, and I've now seen this is true across the country. I thought it was just a Minnesota euphemism, that the world works best when people just mind their own damn business. The world works really good. You don't need my help choosing books. You don't need my help choosing who you marry. You don't need my help choosing your doctor and the decisions they make. And you certainly don't want Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to do it. When Kamala Harris and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom for you, not politicians, to make those personal decisions. So look.
Okay, if you'd like to see more from this particular channel, please click on the subscribe button. And thank you for watching.